are you in if I didn't go? 아기도사님, how are you in if I didn't go live? That's interesting.
Hacker.
Huh? Hacker? Yeah. It's crazy. All right, welcome guys. Welcome. All right, there we go. Now we got 32, 25, 32. What the heck is that wrong with the numbers? Okay, 33. All right, guys. Welcome. Hello, 하기도사 Jean, 사랑 Christine, 현호 황금 겨털. What the heck does that mean? 정, 이선의 세종대왕, Dongtin, Yen, and everybody else. 38 people, 40 people. Yo. 좋아요 한번 눌러주시고 yeah come on let's get the likes up 좋아요 한번 눌러주세요. Alright, we're gonna start in 1 minute guys. We're gonna start in 1 minute.
Can't wait.
Alright. Yo, who already gave 만원 $10? Thank you. 교포 형 잘생겼어요. 그 옆에 있는 분 말씀드린 거예요. 왜?
현호 황금곁을 도네이티드 만원 스루 슈퍼챗. 교포형 잘생겼어요. 그 옆에 분 말씀드린 거예요. 오해하지 마요 찡글.
So they gave $10 saying I'm handsome. Oh, I mean the guy next to you. Don't misunderstand. That's what he said.
Sounds like a smart guy.
Well, at least I got the $10. Eesh. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I guess, kind of. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started in 10 seconds. So 좋아요, please smash that like button, guys. Let's get it going. Yes, and we are live. Today's April 3rd, 2020, and I am here with Brandon Amano. He is a stunt actor in Hollywood, and he is right now, I think, in LA, so it should be around, what time is it over there? 2 a.m.? 3 a.m.?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. So without further ado, I'm going to allow Brandon to introduce himself to you guys. And before he does, 하기 전에 Brandon, I knew Brandon since high school. Yeah, and he was always a really nice guy, kind-hearted. And yeah, so 그 나머지는 Brandon이 말하게 할게요. I'll leave the rest up to you. Please tell us about yourself.
Yeah, like you said, man, we go way back, back in Carrollton, Texas. Come a long way since then, as you can see. But yeah, dude, I moved to LA like 10 years ago. Just packed all my stuff up in my car and just left for movies, 100%. Became a stunt guy, act a little here, model a little there, and just hustling out here, man.
Well, okay, so you said you modeled before. What did you model? Like, what modeling did you do?
Well, my first job, I just started this like a year ago, which is crazy because a bunch of people told me like, oh, you should go into this type of thing, like to make some extra cash. But I was like, nah, I can't do that. But then I just got in contact with the agent and it just happened like that. So it's seriously one of those towns like out here where it's like you're running your own business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just got to stay on top of shit. You really do. Because the first job I did, it was Amazon and Ford.
Oh, you used to work at Amazon?
No, it was a modeling gig for Amazon.
Oh wow,
Ford.
modeling for Amazon. What did you do? What product?
So I think that's a product that didn't last because when I describe it, it was a terrible idea. So Amazon had a thing with Ford,
Yeah.
where Amazon delivery drivers could open the trunk of your car and deliver a package.
Okay.
So I modeled for that pretty much like business venture that they were doing. But then everybody realized, yeah, I'm not going to let some stranger open the trunk of my car.
Yeah.
But you know what? It paid really well, and that's what matters. So whatever the item is, as long as the check clears, that's when I do stuff. But
yeah,
I made more money that one day in like 5 hours, and we shot on Malibu Beach than any one-day gig that I had.
Wow.
So
it pays well. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, dude.
We got another payment from the same guy or same person. Wow, he is really handsome.
현호 황금겨털 도네이티드 만원 스루 슈퍼챗.
Can you hear?
와 진짜 잘생겼다. 다들 아시는 분이요.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that was towards me, not you, actually. All right.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. 1-1. We're tied 1-1. 1대1이야.
1-1.
Okay, so.
Still got a little time left.
All right. What is your favorite? Let's get the ice breaking going between you and the subscribers. What is your favorite 90s jam?
90s jam. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Because we grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah. I guess like I Get Around by Tupac would be my favorite like cool song to say, but I really like I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys.
That's true because we used to chill in the car and listen to rap, right? Just hang out, drink together, and listen to Tupac. Like, what was the song called again? I Get Around, right? I get around, round,
Yeah.
na 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 na, round and round.
No, he actually taught you. You taught me how to freestyle.
Yes, I did. I in front at the parking lot. I remember, right?
Yeah. And at what was it? Notre Dame.
Yeah. Everyone used to make me freestyle rap, and I remember you, me, Charles, Alex, other people. We tried freestyling rapping. You want to try freestyling rapping right now?
Ooh, I don't even like. Have you done it recently?
No, I do it. I still do it, man. I still got it. But you want to show a little bit of So I mean, before I get out of hand, we used to listen to Tupac and hip hop like with our friends, remember? But at home, we listened to I Want It That Way, right?
It's a great song.
It is a great song. It's like Korean guys. We sing like there's a song called 고해, and it goes like 어찌합니까? Every Korean guy sings it when they're drunk. And I guess
현호 황금겨털 도네이티드 만원 스루 슈퍼챗. 오늘부터 당신의 팬이 될래요.
Okay, we got another $10 from the same person. 오늘부터 당신의 팬이 될래요. From today, I want to be your fan. My subscriber is saying that, so I'm assuming she's saying that to you. So you got a fan from Korea.
Me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Is thank you 감사합니다?
Yeah, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Man, I taught you rapping, but I never taught you 감사합니다.
I know the most important ones then. 감사합니다 and 나 배고파.
Very important. Yeah.
But speaking of 90s jams, you know what's funny now that I think about it?
Yeah.
I remember I was into Drunken Taiga and One Time.
Oh yeah, because
One time is
one time for your mind. 원하는 것을 다 너에게 주겠어. 뭐야? 이 한국말 하네 이거. 한국말 하네 씨.
Is that pretty good?
너에게 주겠어는 어떻게 알아? How do you know that?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I think all of my friends back in Dallas were Korean. Like, honestly. Like, you, Charles, remember Angie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she taught me a ton of Korean stuff. I mean, I've known her since I was like 9 years old, I think. Some shit. Can I curse? Can I say shit?
Yeah. This show, you could curse. Okay. All right, so your favorite is I Get Around by Tupac and I Want It That Way by NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Oh, Backstreet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I mean that's a little culture information for you guys. We used to act really hard. 이렇게 그 터프하게 행동하다. We say act tough도 있지만 we in the streets we say act hard. In front of other guys, and then when we go home, we sing Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Secretly listen to Britney Spears, right? Oh yeah, oh
No
yeah.
one knows the better.
What? You don't listen to Britney Spears?
No, I was gonna say we sing that, and no one knows the better because we're doing it at home. It's the perfect scheme.
Yeah, we gotta keep it real, so we can't allow people to know. Okay, so how was it from moving from Texas to Los Angeles? And did you grow up in Texas? Tell us about that. Before we get
I grew up in
into
Texas.
before we get into LA Corona, the whole virus situation and acting.
God.
Yeah.
I could talk about that, for an hour. So my family's originally from Hawaii, and then they moved to the mainland before I was born, and then they settled in Texas. That's where I was born, raised.
Okay.
And you know that feeling where you're just in a place and you're just like, man, I'm not supposed to be here. I've always felt that way. But Dallas has its perks, but I had to get out of there. So literally, I had a job at a bank. I did IT work.
Yeah.
And I had a house with some friends. Pretty good money. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm fucking miserable. Why not just go after what you, not to sound corny, but why not go after what you really want? So I literally put all of my shit in my car and I moved.
Wow.
사랑이
Well, hold on.
도네이티드 2만원 스루 슈퍼챗 커피 프롬 코리아 포보스 오브 유 하트와 함께 웃는 얼굴 THX에 2로 포쉐어링 타임 위드 어스
Coffee from Korea for both of you. Thanks a lot for sharing time with us. $20.
That's amazing. I haven't had coffee because all the coffee places are closed in Los Angeles. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, 사랑이. I appreciate it. Yeah, living in Texas, for some reason, there was this bubble that we couldn't get out of, right? You feel that too? Not just me.
I almost wonder if it's the climate and the geography, because it's not very mountainous. There's no ocean. I guess you have lakes and stuff, but
Right.
there's something. This is my own personal belief, but there's something about the ocean that almost opens your mind about whether it's opportunities or possibilities. You just maybe you see a bigger world in a sense, because I never really saw the beach ever. I was just in some suburb.
Yeah.
And then I exposed myself to that, and then backtrack. I went to college in Hawaii, then I moved back to Texas, and I think that's what did it, is because when I saw something new, then I went back to Texas. I was like, oh shit, I really do got to get the fuck out of here.
So when you went to Hawaii for college and then you came back, that's when you realized, you missed home when you were in Hawaii, probably, right? You're like, man, I want to go back. I'm a changed man. But you go back and you're like, whoa, this is water not flowing. It's all rotten in Texas. Everyone's the same, just right?
Yeah. And it's kind of darker than that too. Is I missed home, but I really didn't. It was more I didn't know what the fuck to do. I feel like every person, when they're at that kind of college age, that's where you figure out what risk am I going to take. And then after going back to Texas, I finally realized, you know what, the risk I got to take is just trying movies. I have to. I would literally die if I didn't move out here. 100%.
So when did you move to LA?
2010.
Wow, 2010. I moved to Korea 2011, so it's very similar. We both kind of started a new journey around the same time.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah. I'm glad that you've pursued what you really wanted to do, and I really respect that.
It's been a weird, random journey. Movies and just trying to support yourself in that is it's the weirdest thing, because no one road is the same. So it's good to have mentors, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's literally carving your own path in a sense. Because it's not you know, if you work in like a bank, like I was at before,
Yeah.
you work there, then you get promoted, you get a raise, then that happens, and that just kind of keeps happening. So you kind of have this predestined journey ahead of you in a sense. And it's not with everybody, but you know, a lot of the times it's like that. But when you're in the and you know this, man, like when you're in the creative field, like it's almost just like every day you kind of are just figuring it out as you go. And you just hope you prepared well enough for those opportunities that come up.
Yeah. I I was probably gonna mention it later, but since I wanted to keep the natural flow of this interview, um, like teaching in Korea, tutoring, it's very it's not stable, because if you have 5 students this month, one just can be like, hey, I'm going to another country. One just be like, oh, we can't afford it anymore, no more money. So you spent like this much thinking you're gonna have 5 or more students, but you end up having 3 students, and then now you have to make up for the credit card bill. So it's very a lot of people tutor in Korea. Actually, I did that. That was one of my first jobs in Korea. Is it something like that with stunt acting?
100. The instability, I think that's the word, right?
Instability.
Like it's crazy because I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard this before, but it's literally that thing where you could have your phone be ringing every week for a few months, and then all of a sudden there's just no opportunities, and your phone doesn't ring. And it's the shitty thing is it's not necessarily because of talent or your work ethic. It's because maybe you don't match the look. That's it. Like if you just don't match this look, then it's like, oh, we can't, especially if you're stunt doubling, and just with how many really good stunt performers are out here. Dude, I got intimidated so many times. I remember long story short, my first gig in the industry when I moved here, it was a production studio, and I was a PA. Like the very bottom, I was just like hustling, just trying to meet everybody. And it's for a post-production place. They just do like opening titles and like, just editing pretty much. But the owner of the place is really good friends with the guy named Ruben Langdon. And this guy was one of the stunt performers on Avatar. And not the anime, but the $2.7 billion movie Avatar.
That's not an anime.
So and I was like, oh shit, I gotta like get to know this guy. So I just hustled pretty much, just like kept texting him, hey, do you need any help, blah, blah, blah. Then finally the owner of the post-production place was like, hey, you know what, man, I'm gonna hook you up. He let me off for a week and let me go help this Ruben guy out at his motion capture spot. And dude, some of the stunt guys there, like you have like 10-time world champion wushu performers.
Wow.
You have like professional BMX riders. You have a professional free divers, all that. And me, like, I'm just a martial artist that's down to get, thrown across a wall or fall down at some stairs. You know what I mean? Kind of like the old cowboy type shit.
Yeah.
But that. So yeah, I guess getting back to your question, just the instability is always going to be there, I think. But you just always got to look on the bright side, Because if you just think about like, with you, like losing that student and that student, if you kind of just ponder and focus on like, oh shit, like the trouble that's going to ensue because of this, or you just are like, oh, okay, well, I still have these 3. So what can I do? Like, what are the solutions, I guess?
But you have rent to pay. You have so many things. You have bills to pay. So the months that you don't get stunts, what do you do? Do you take part-time jobs?
So here's what's crazy. Like I said, when I moved, I've been learning everything pretty much as I've gone, even acting. Like I've been learning everything as I go. And I used to have like a 9 to 5 when I moved here. I totally left that shit just for a stunt job, just randomly. And that paid my bills for a while because it was like a 3 or 4 month gig. But then, you get to the point where, oh shit, now it's over. What do I do? So that's where like you have a couple of choices, like unemployment. Like a couple of the guys on the crew, like a sound design guy, he actually told me, dude, everybody gets unemployment because you're always jumping from gig to gig. And that was okay. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know, it's not really that much money, and like it kind of felt weird. It just felt weird to me, I guess. I don't know. So I actually learned how to bartend, and that's helped a ton.
Okay.
I'll bartend one night, 2 nights, and I'll make like $600.
Whoa.
You know?
So you
Yeah.
you should bartend and do this at the same time then.
No, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Well, until the coronavirus.
Oh man. Okay, so you bartend on the side. 이렇게
Oh
표현하시면 돼요.
yeah, dude, 100%. Because one, it's very flexible. Like the guy that runs the joint that I was bartending at, dude, he's let me leave for like 2 months straight because I booked a movie. Like that's
Awesome.
so difficult to find. Yeah, like so
Very
when that
flexible.
place went under, that's gonna be an interesting new find. But
Well, I hope that place is still open after this whole crisis.
no, it closed.
It closed down?
So the investors are from Asia, and when the stuff happened in China, they got hit so hard they had to close down a bunch of different investments.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the good news is, it's good news and bad news. Like it's crazy, dude. When this coronavirus shit thing happened, I lost my bartending job the March 9th. I lost a print job March 10th,
Print?
which is like a modeling,
Okay.
like modeling. And it was dope too. It was going to be for a motorcycle helmet company, and I was going to be riding a dirt bike through a wine vineyard. It was going to be awesome, but that got canceled.
How much do those I'm sorry to interrupt you
no
there. How much is that modeling gig right there? Riding the motorcycle through the wine vineyard. How much?
It's like $700 a day.
700 a day.
There's like 2 days, which is not actually a lot.
It's not a lot?
That Amazon thing that I was talking about, that was $2,500
a day.
Yeah, 5 hours.
5 hours?
5 hours, I made $2,500, dude.
Wow.
I'm telling you. But that's the thing, right? Where it's like you book that, but don't count on booking that like every week, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, once you get this rolling, like,
that's what kills me, dude, is in November, up until this shit happened, I've never been busier. The gig that I just finished, guess what I was doing?
what?
I was working on a play, but I was doing fight choreography for the play. And guess who produced it and was starring in it?
Who?
Al fucking Pacino.
Al Pacino, you got killed like a cockroach. Al Pacino?
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend, you cockroach. You fucking serious? Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
I got to work with them for a month and a half straight. And you know what's funny is, I don't mean to like jump here and there, but the job I had in a big job in December, it was a movie in New York. And I'm usually doing stunts, right? But it was the first time they gave me an acting role. Like I'm a legit like character.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. I was definitely not prepared. Like I could have been prepared more. I think I went into it a little like too cocky.
Okay.
But I started doing acting classes with the guy that directed this play that I worked on with Pacino.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you know what? Oh, you're a stunt guy. You got to come out." So I went to a table read and I saw Pacino there, and I was like, "Holy shit, Pacino's in this!" And I'm telling you, man, just watching him read a script, I learned more about acting than any class, any audit, any time on set. It was insane.
How? So tell us, when Al Pacino looks at his script and reads, what did you learn from that? How can you learn something from there?
It's almost like he's consuming it, right? Like he'll be sitting
He
down.
consumes the
He'll
script?
have the script with him,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's like moving with it. You know, he's
Moving.
like getting absorbed in it, and like
I could see him doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And one cool thing I learned is like if you read a script and you have a line to deliver, a lot of times even just saying one word, and especially if you have coverage, a lot of people can't do that because they just think like they get anxious and they're like, "Oh, so Pacino's line was shit," and a lot of people will just read that line shit or just yell it, but he just goes shit. It was so crazy. So he just like, and that's when he did that. It just kind of made me realize, oh, like the art is in how you do the line. That is the art in it, the delivery. It's like just because you read this text with punctuation on a goddamn page, that shouldn't constrict you to what kind of creative imagination you have with what this character is trying to express truthfully, right?
Yeah.
So seeing Pacino just kind of grab that energy from what he consumed by just being in the moment with that script, that changed my whole entire viewpoint on just reading a script and trying to do it.
Wow. So did you take a picture with Al Pacino?
I've really never had the nerve to. Like, we had a cast and crew photo.
Yeah.
But like, I'm from stunts, and I say this non-jokingly, we're just built differently.
What do you mean?
Like, if you ever go on set and you take a selfie with like an actor or whatever, the stunt coordinator is just gonna be like,
why?
a lot of them.
Why?
Not all, because it's just considered like, it's kind of like these guys get fans and, you know, people to ask for selfies and pictures, but it's like, we're equals. We're business. We're both in this together, kind of thing. And that's not a like a egotistical thing. Like, if I'm on set with like Brad Pitt or DiCaprio, which I haven't been, but if I was, like, I wouldn't be like, oh, whatever, we're equal. Like, I understand how talented they are, but I have to take in mind that, oh, this is business. We're working together, and I want to keep it like professional, I guess, if that makes sense.
I see.
Trust me, I wanted to. No, I really wanted to.
Yeah,
A lot of
man.
Actors did, because it was an experience. But you know what is cool is on the playbill, it has Al Pacino's name real big. It says produced, starring in. Then it has the title of the play. Then below that, directed by Robert Ackerman.
Yeah.
But right above the director's name is fight choreography, Brandon Amano.
Cool, man. Show
It was
us.
dope, man.
Okay, now speaking of your fights and movies, I want to show people your little stunt here, reel. Yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. You probably
boy.
won't,
All right.
but you probably know what I'm gonna show. I found this on what is it? The Vimeo.com.
Is that Vimeo? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not able to see it, but 여러분, this is Brandon Amano's stunt reel.
Don't judge me too hard, people. I need to grab more footage of it, but it's work.
Okay.
Oh, that's the raptor. This is my 9 to 5 now.
Hold on. Oh yeah, this is your 95.
I've been showing you guys a couple fights that I've done, and recently they were. I was really proud of those.
That's Keanu Reeves.
Yes, it is. That's the gig that got me out of my day job.
Huh?
The gig with Keanu is the one that got me out of my day job.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I
Okay.
worked for like 3 months. It was the shit, dude.
Whoa, you're jumping in the air.
That's the most. It's called an air ram.
Uh-huh.
It's like this pressurized catapult deal. Like, you ever seen those movies where like an explosion happens and the guy flies in the air?
Yeah.
So he's on an air ram, and a lot of stunt guys would get mad at me for giving this. But anyways, so it's an air ram, and it's like this pressurized. It's almost like a big pedal.
Yeah.
And then if you step on it, it just launches up like a catapult.
Oh,
literally.
like a trampoline.
Yeah, in a way. But the more important thing is foot placement, because if your toes are just on it, it's gonna flip you backwards. But if you're too far forward, you're gonna just head plant into something.
All right, let's watch it again. Hold on.
Like, those things can launch you in the air like 2-3 stories. It's pretty crazy.
2-3 stories? That's pretty crazy. All right, let's finish.
Mine was probably like 12 feet, I want to say.
Huh.
13 feet.
Brandon Amano. SAG-AFTRA? What is that?
Oh, that's the union.
Okay.
So it's like any big movie you see come out, like each actor or some performer is part of SAG.
Okay. All right. Okay.
They actually just gave me $1,000. I just found out like an hour ago. Because of the coronavirus thing.
So yeah, let's move on to that. How's Los Angeles right now and the whole coronavirus situation?
For people like me, it's pretty devastating, to be honest.
Are you not able to go out right now?
You're able to go. You're not going to necessarily get in trouble, but I think like maybe society-wise, you'd be kind of shunned, just because But like people still walk their dogs. Like I still have to take drives and go outside, but I haven't seen any of my family or friends like in person since the beginning of March.
How do you buy groceries and stuff like that?
You can still go. It's a weird thing though. You have to wait in line, and they have this tape down that separates everybody 6 feet apart, and they only let a certain amount of people in the grocery store.
Oh well, they limit the people. They limit the number of people that can go in the markets.
Yeah, like so. I mean, every time I go, like I probably have to wait in line anywhere from like 20 to 30 plus minutes.
You don't order from Amazon?
I don't have Amazon Fresh or whatever. People are doing Instacart, but yeah, I would have to look more in it, because if it's like one of those like $30 delivery charge, I'm like, you know what? I'll just put a fucking mask on and get it myself.
Yeah. How did you get masks? How much do you have?
Oh, I don't have any. Well, not medical grade ones. My buddy has some. I'm actually supposed to get some, I think, from him tomorrow.
So are people wearing masks right now?
I was gonna say today was the first day where Los Angeles County. I don't think they're gonna enforce it like with police, but they strongly urge people to wear masks if they go outside.
Okay, so from what I understand, a few months ago, Donald Trump said, no, coronavirus is not a problem. It's going to go away. We have everything under control. It's just, don't worry about it. Get back to business. And the CDC came out.
That was a good impression.
Yeah, I didn't even try, actually. And he goes, the CDC comes out and says, no, you don't have to wear a mask. It's useless, And then they contradict themselves by saying, but the medical staff needs it because they could get infected, which does not make any sense. But the argument is that, yeah, it makes sense because they are close to the patients who have the coronavirus, or, when they get access to blood and et cetera, flu and other stuff. Yeah, but I get it. But corona is COVID-19, let's say. It's airborne. So they're telling people not to buy masks because medical staff may not have it. It's another way of saying, hey, stay home, but don't buy masks. But if you do go out, be careful. But you're not going to get infected because you didn't wear a mask. I think that set the tone for everyone, saying, yeah, masks don't work. And they did emphasize, wear a mask only if you're sick. And so I guess that's why Americans, when they see someone with a mask, for a long time, they were like, oh, that person is sick, right? That changed now. Everyone's wearing masks now.
That's really funny. I was talking to somebody about that. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, you're right. Like, I think the usual, like, cultural feeling here in these states are if you see someone with the mask, they're sick. But now I think people realize, oh, wait, that person's just trying
to protect
not
himself?
to get sick, or not to get someone else sick, or just pretty much just be safe.
So
And,
do you feel like the Trump and the government lied to the American people?
I don't know if it's lying or if it was just incompetence. But I mean, when you hear about 3 senators selling off a lot of stock, like right before shit hit the fan, that's kind of like, okay. And definitely the like that interview where he was talking about like, oh, it's just 15 cases. It's going to get down to 0, this and that. It's just like, it's kind of handled. And even worse, like he didn't enforce the, I forget what it's called, like the National Defense Act. And that's pretty much where you get manufacturers to make much needed supplies.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they did it in World War II. And he kept stemming off from that for weeks. And then finally he did it. But it's like, dude, like how much time did you waste where all these facilities needed, you know,
a little bit too late.
Equipment. Yeah, exactly, you know.
Yeah, I think he downplayed this whole virus thing too much. And I think people felt a little bit too comfortable and they put their guards down. And
you guys handled it beautifully. I actually watched the interview with the Korean, it was either the ambassador to the States or the prime minister. I forget, but she was like on top of everything. Like the way she was saying how it was handled in South Korea and just like all the testing and all that. So
yeah,
I feel like it's from here, it sounds like it's the standard.
Well, people are what I still don't understand about what we're doing is that we're still allowing other people from other countries to come in to our country.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
really?
I think that
China?
Yeah, even China, like they just get quarantined for like 2 weeks though. And one of my friends, he's in Korea right now. So he comes from US and he stays home for 2 weeks and they make you download an application on the phone. They call you when you leave your house. Like if you leave your house, they call you and be like, "Where are you going?" Like you can't leave. The Korean government tracks you down.
Wow.
But at the
They
same,
track you down?
They have a GPS. They're monitoring you.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, but at the same time, they send you water, they send you food, so you could just stay home for 2 weeks. They send you ramen and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think Korean government, it's like, okay, they check you at the airport if you're fine, but you're still gonna be at home only for 2 weeks, but we'll provide you with the food. I think that's really good. But
Yeah,
because
good, actually.
yeah, if we block everybody from internationally, then I think our economy is gonna go shit, right? So
Like ours.
like America right now, and so
Dude, all of Hollywood is shut down.
so speaking of Hollywood, how has Corona affected Hollywood? Tell us about that.
It's completely obliterated every job. It's crazy. Like the good thing is
job.
like it's not like Hollywood's going out of business because we're still going to get back to work sooner or later. But no one's shooting right now. Nobody. Like even people that were shooting like on location in like Europe, like nobody's shooting stuff.
No movie at all.
No, none. I mean, and you've heard of all the movies getting pushed back, and
delayed.
No one's going to the theater either. So
what do you think is gonna happen to the movie theater business?
Well, that's interesting. That's it. You know what? That's almost like a two-part question, right? Is because you have what's happening now, but you also like people don't like going to the movie theater that much anymore. I mean, if it's a Marvel movie or if it's like a roller coaster ride type movie, yeah, they'll go. But I mean, just look at the numbers for a lot of the movies that are like maybe like $80 million, and it's like an action movie. It's gonna be hard to see a pretty big return on that because people want to stream stuff.
Yeah,
it's right there. And to be honest, I don't necessarily blame them because I don't know about you, dude, but going to a lot of theaters, people are just assholes on their phone, like texting. Like I went to one movie I remember, and like I'm usually one to say something because I'm like, dude, like get off your phone or shut up. Or like this is a movie. What's wrong with you? But I look up and everybody's just talking. And everybody's on their phone. It looked like if a high school took a field trip to a movie theater and the teacher left. That's what it looked like. I was like,
we didn't even do that in high school.
Yeah, like it's worse. Yeah, it's insane. It's like,
what do you mean? People are doing this in regular movies during the movie?
Yeah. Now it's obviously not every movie, but I was the unfortunate one that had to go to this. I mean, the movie sucked anyways, thank goodness. But
What?
it was ridiculous.
Is this common?
Oh, for sure. I mean, to that magnitude, I'd say no. But as far as people checking their phone or talking or whatever, the phone checking is 100%. So there's one theater, shout out to Alamo Drafthouse, but they're the shit. They kick you out.
Wait, did you say Alamo Drafthouse?
Yeah.
That's in Austin, Texas, isn't it?
They started there.
Yo, I have something about that place.
Uh-oh. Some dirt or good stories?
I got some dirt that I am going.
Oh, not my favorite theater. Oh no.
Yeah, I got some dirt. Well, not them, but they also have a company, I think, a production company, right? Draft House. And I have a content that's gonna go viral. I'm talking about millions of views internationally, and Vice is involved. Vice fucked up. You know the channel Vice? Vice and Draft House, they're both involved. It's a huge scam that they don't even know what's going on. They got tricked themselves, and I'm holding it in right now for the last 2 years, because of things I cannot say. But I'll tell you about it later, dude. It's crazy. But
is this kind of like that McMillions thing where McDonald's got scammed
no,
by that third-party company?
No, it's nothing like that. It's like a complete bogus. That people are thinking this is like some amazing shit. Like, I'm just gonna say this. Somebody sold a film, like, you know, the long time ago they used to have films, right?
Yeah.
Reels. They bought it on eBay for like $15, and this movie called A. He watched it and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this movie from the 70s is like, it blew his mind, because he was like, who thought about this in the 70s? So they took it to Draft House in Austin, Texas, and then they played it, and then people started loving it. Like, what the hell is this shit, man? It has Koreans in that movie too. You know, in the 70s, yo, in Hollywood. And that movie that's
pretty crazy.
That movie went downhill, but it revived because of Draft House. Like, people were like packed theaters, so they were like, where's the director? Who's the director? So I'm not gonna get in too much, but this one
we'll
guy,
talk after. Yeah,
but the one actor in that movie, he goes, I'm the director, like, I directed everything, right? But I know the director, yo. And I showed him the clip, and he was like, that son of a bitch, you know. Yo, did I froze? Hold on.
I think I froze too.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so there's a whole thing with this whole Draft House thing. I'll talk.
You'll save it for later.
Save it for later. Okay.
I love like scheme stuff, whether it's a documentary or like a show, just like crazy. Like, you see that Tiger King on Netflix?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh my god.
It's good?
I just watched it yesterday.
It's good?
Like, I wasn't buying into what everybody was saying because everybody was talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Then I watch it and I was like, holy shit, if you wrote that and gave it to a movie producer, he'd be like, that
crazy?
would never happen. We can't make this.
I'll check it out, because today I have to watch Money Heist. Do you watch Money Heist?
I've seen that.
La Casa de Papel. It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, is it Korean?
No,
because I haven't seen it. I've only seen the title of it.
No, it's a Spanish drama, and season 4 just released.
Have you watched? So I've never really watched a Korean drama before, and I don't know if it's considered. It's probably not considered a Korean drama, but to me, there's a lot of like soap opera-esque like stories tied to it.
Yeah.
But I binged this show Kingdom.
Oh, dude, I Kingdom messed up my sleeping pattern.
I love that show.
It's amazing. Have you watched season?
It's amazing.
Did you watch season 2?
Dude, I watched all of it in one day. Remember, I'm quarantined here, you know? I got to watch some shows. I loved it. Like, that might be the most beautifully shot show I've seen. It's kind of like a Korean Game of Thrones, if you will.
Yeah. And the best zombie drama, if you will, I think.
Yeah.
It totally...
Well, what's funny is I think Train to Busan's up there too. which is another Korean
but that's
one.
a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Train to Busan, yeah, it's up there with Kingdom. But Kingdom, man, it's another level, I think. The Walking Dead, man, I'm still keeping up to date, believe it or not. I'm still
No
right.
shit.
Yeah.
I've seen one episode.
What? Walking Dead season 1?
Yeah. I was just kind of like, I watched it and I was like, I didn't like not like it. I was just like, huh.
No,
And I never
Walking Dead.
watched any other episodes.
It's amazing until end of season 6. Season 7, it just went to shit. Never recovered.
I feel like that's common. Like once shows get to like that 5, 6 area, that's where shit starts to get kind of like, wait, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because you have so many TV shows with ideas and stories, but when it becomes successful, the producers will be like, all right, we got to pump out more episodes. So the initial story has to get pretty much elongated.
The producers or the production company, like AMC, got really greedy with The Walking Dead.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they wanted to get more money from episodes, but they invested like much less than the previous seasons. And the one of the producer got pissed and left, and the new producer came in and just fucked up everything, dude.
Dude, it's crazy how, like, because it's weird. It's like, I do believe in having, I mean, you need good producers for sure, because if you don't have one, then the production can go off the walls. Because if you have a bunch of creatives just like pretty much doing whatever they want, you're going to have some crazy, weird shit going on. But if you have a good balance, you know, of like a guy that understands money and, you know, kind of the direction of the ship, and then you have a director that kind of like, you know, knows what the ship looks like and just has the details, you can have something really good, but you need both.
I know. It's a lot of politics and everything, man.
Dude, you can say that again, man.
Okay, so let's get back to what famous people have you met? Like, any funny stories to go along with that? But let's list the people you have met so far. Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Do you know Mark Dacascos?
Who?
Mark Dacascos.
I'm not really good with celebrity names.
One of my favorite martial arts stars of all time.
Say that again?
Mark Dacascos.
Mark.
He was the bad guy in John Wick 3. He was in this old school movie. He's one of those like just really talented martial arts action stars.
He was in John Wick. Okay.
Yeah,
we're looking at his picture right now. All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy too. He even said happy birthday to my dad. He's a cool guy because my dad's a huge fan.
Huh.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Sean.
That was the gig in New York. He's from. Have you seen Boondock Saints?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Boondock Saints.
He's the brother to the guy from Walking Dead.
Oh. What? The brother of.
Yeah. In Boondock Saints, that guy Norman Reedus or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's him. In Boondock Saints.
So wait. So Sam Patrick Flannery was the brother of Norman Reedus in Walking Dead?
No, in Boondock Saints.
Okay, in Boondock Saints. Okay. Yeah, because Norman Reedus' brother in The Walking Dead was like totally another guy. You're not able to see it, but it was this guy. Anyway. Yeah, who else?
Denzel
Washington? Denzel?
That was cool. Yeah.
No.
I met him at a martial arts studio. So I go to this gym. This guy's pretty legendary too. The guy's name is Dan Inosanto.
Mm-hmm.
He was Bruce Lee's best friend, and he has a school in this place in Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
It's kind of towards like the ocean, south of Santa Monica. But I go in there because I want to sign up. He's this legendary martial arts guy, but he's also really strong in the stunt community.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to train, and I'm waiting kind of just to go on the mat and see what's up. And I hear this voice behind me go, "Man, he's something, huh?" And I look behind me, and it's fucking Denzel Washington.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I learned that Denzel learned how to sword fight from Dan Inosanto for Book of Eli, and The Fixer or the Equalizer.
Equalizer was a awesome movie.
Oh, I would have loved to do stunts for that. That would have been dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's actually a pretty good martial artist himself, Denzel. But
Oh, yeah.
Dan taught him, or might even still teach him, and that was really cool because I didn't expect it. You know, I'm thinking I'm just going to train stunts, and I look behind me and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't ask for a selfie.
You should have, man.
I can't. It's not in me. I just like.
I know.
If the flow is right, maybe if we're at like a rap party because we work together,
right?
Or if, something, but I just can't. I think it's because the mentor that I have just kind of brought me up like kind of old school.
Yeah, but I mean, you only live once, you know.
Yeah.
And pictures are the only thing
it's
that.
not really like, because I almost feel like a picture's for other people. Like I get to like, I already know what the experience was like, you know. Next time I'll try and get a selfie. Right?
Yeah, because I have this. I know what you're talking about. I don't like to ask for pictures with celebrities here too because it kind of makes me feel like lower than them for some reason. Unless they're super famous, like Denzel. I don't care, man. Like whatever, dude. Like, but once
that's about as famous as you can get. That's a good point.
Right. But once I break that barrier, I just ask when I did that. And then after that, it just got easier. Like, asking is still a little bit embarrassing, but it got easier, much easier once I started asking.
I think that is a good point, because if you're like David Beckham or like LeBron James or like you know, I don't know, De Niro, like you're gonna get asked to take pictures for sure. You're just too famous.
Yeah. Okay, so why did you go into stunts and not acting?
I think because it was just like the path of least resistance, if that makes sense. So I never really trained acting, and a lot of that comes from anxiety and it's like performance related stuff. And martial arts is kind of I've trained that since I was a kid, and I've never really had too much, or as much, I should say, like anxiety and being in front of a lot of people and performing, but it's still there. And then when I came out here, it's kind of just been that slow build to get comfortable on set, to kind of know what set's like, because people think like making movies is not some super glamorous deal. I mean, maybe for the A-list celebs, but you know, you can be there 12, 14 hours. You're waiting around, especially if you're performing, like stunts or acting. You could be just sitting in your trailer or sitting by craft service for like 8 hours, and then your scene's up.
But okay, so
knock it out.
You get paid like what, $500 a day? You said for like a stunt.
Oh, it just depends. There's so many factors. So the most I've ever gotten is like.
What's the least and the most?
The least was free.
Free.
And yeah, I mean, but that's when I was coming up, you know. And the most was maybe like $6 or $7 grand.
Wow. So I mean, let's put an average of 3,000, right? Sometimes it's 500, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 1,000. So sometimes it's worth waiting 8 hours in the trailer.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's almost always worth it. Because now, I mean, partly this is where bartending comes in handy. Is one of the best things my mentor told me. He's like, there's a lot of power in saying no, because when you start saying yes to everything, people are going to take advantage of you. It is what it is. And when you're able to say no to stuff, you're just going to be a lot happier. Like, so now, like, you know, if a guy offers me, like, some dude offered me $250 to run a car into a wall, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, oh, you're not going to be driving that fast. I'm like, you're not fucking driving, motherfucker. Like, that's a big stunt. Like, so many things could go wrong, and for $250, like,
$250 to drive a car into a wall.
Dude, if that was like Captain America or some Marvel movie, I bet you'd get a few $1,000s for that.
Jeez.
Easily.
Man.
You know?
Wow.
Because that's the thing, is like the rates always change. So
is this a Hollywood?
Sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's weekly. I heard a story. The guy that stunt coordinated that show 24, you know, the Jack Bauer thing. He was making bank. He was making like I don't know, like 3,500 a week, and you know, they shot I don't know how many weeks, maybe like the whole year. So
Okay.
multiply 3,500 by like, you know, let's just say 30 or 40 weeks. So he was making good money.
Okay, so it's definitely not easy to be
Gotta love it.
yeah, you gotta love your job, obviously, here, because it's not stable. You have to have another job. It's very dangerous. And I want to ask you, like, why though? Why? I guess you're passionate. Why are you passionate about acting, martial arts, and movies?
I think it's the only thing I know, really. You know, I mean, I've always kind of felt like that kid that didn't fit in, and I mean, and it's funny too. Speaking to you about this, because like I kind of really gravitated towards like you and Charles and that whole group when I was younger, because just nothing really made sense. Like you know, like I was around a bunch of like, you know, kind of like, because Carrollton, Texas, right? A lot of like football players,
Yeah.
like kind of jockey, and something just wasn't right. And guys were going to stay in Texas, and I was like, just not feeling. Then hanging out with you guys, like, you know, we'd get in trouble and do all that stuff every now and then. But there was some kind of like freedom, I guess you could say. And then by doing that, like you just kind of learn more about yourself. And the number one thing I've always known is I think movies and martial arts, I haven't learned anything more than those two things, like at all. Whether it's watching a movie and you're moved by it because of the empathy you can feel or the compassion, and then like with martial arts or even watching a martial arts movie, you just get fucking like, you know, inspired to like, whether it's training physically or learning a new skill, or there's just, I think nothing inspires me more than a good movie.
So it inspires you, but do you think movies make the world a better place?
100%.
How?
Imagine if we
How
had no
does-
movies right now in quarantine, or no shows in quarantine. We would go fucking nuts.
Like movies as in no YouTube, no this, or what are you talking about?
Even just like, let's hypothetically run a world where, yeah, sure, like this platform can exist, YouTube and all that, that's fine and all, but like, I mean, when you're like, I'll give you a bunch of examples, stuck like quarantine like this, and there's no movies and no shows, like I think you'd go crazy, because I think there's so many things that movies and shows can do for you that make you escape. Because let's be honest, the world's a fucking tough place. I mean, it's fucking shitty a lot of times too. It's difficult, but movies and shows, I feel like, remind you of what can be good.
Yeah, I mean,
It might bring good in you.
I definitely sometimes I get affected. I get moved by movies a lot.
Yeah.
So one day, like let's say for 1 week, I've been very lazy. I've been losing my motivation, and then I watch a movie like Equalizer. Like he's like really clean. He's like waking up every morning, working out. I'm like, man, I gotta clean my damn room. Like this shit is messy as hell. I gotta start working out, and I want to be like him. Like kind of blend into society, but I want to be that secret agent kind of moves, right? I know how to beat people up. I'm like, damn, I gotta learn how to fight. But let's freaking first do some 5 push-ups a day at least. So I start getting like, you know, becoming a better person through that movie, because nothing else moved me for the past week. I've been watching YouTube videos, I've been working, I've been streaming. But yeah, I mean, movies really move you in like so many ways that you can't even explain. Because yeah, it involves emotions behind stories, I guess, right? And it's visual.
Yeah, like I just think it'll open up things in your brain or your mind or whatever that you didn't even really necessarily know were there. Like even like social messages. Like I know it can get kind of stuffed down people's throat nowadays, but like, if you watch like another Denzel movie, the one Glory or whatever,
Yeah.
this is like the Civil War, and like he's like a black Union soldier, I think, and like the racism he has to deal with.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Yeah, and like there's just like I feel like just as human beings, we can't understand like how difficult it is in someone's shoes unless it happens to us. But I feel like the next best thing is by watching a film that can at least represent that, and it'll make you a better person. It really will, like in some degree, at least a little bit. Like that's what I believe, at least.
It definitely makes you think a lot.
Yeah,
So what is your long-term goal for your career?
Well, now I want to get into acting for sure. Since doing that New York thing where I kind of had, like some issues here and there, but then training with this director guy, and then working with Pacino and kind of seeing his process, and kind of just, I don't know how else to put it, but just being more confident in approaching the craft as opposed to just, because if you think too much, I mean, you know this from being like a performer with music or anything, where it's like if you're in your head, it's going to be very difficult to be able to perform. You got to be able to just be in the moment, and use your instinct. You got to use your gut. So pretty much like I'm learning how to trust that a lot more. And action movies or rom-coms.
Rom-coms?
I love
rom-coms? What?
Hey, it's the same thing. I get around from Tupac, and then at home I'm singing I Want It That Way.
Okay.
Outside I want to be in a movie like Die Hard, but deep down I want to be in like, I don't know.
여러분, 로맨틱 코미디 말하는 거예요. 로맨틱 코미디를 줄여서 rom-com. Yeah. But
Crazy Rich Asians.
Action movies are really hard because it takes a toll on your body. Physically, it's difficult. But I think, is it true? Do you think comedy is much harder? I mean, maybe it depends. If you're Adam Sandler,
yes,
Denzel Washington, maybe Adam Sandler is easier. But in general, is comedy harder than action?
It's so much more difficult.
Why is it more difficult?
So one thing I've learned is if you're playing a camera to get the reaction you want, it's not going to work. So you got to find almost like the honesty in what's funny. It's like Steve Carell said it best. If you try to be funny, you're not going to be funny.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to really just play it straight and have good timing.
Man, that's really difficult.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Like, because with drama, it's almost like it's more up to the director and like, if do you have chemistry with this other actor?
Yeah.
But comedy, like those beats, especially like Monty Python, those old Monty Python films, because a lot of those shots are kind of like master shots or wide shots, so they're not cutting. And so these guys are having to have this timing and this chemistry and movement within because it's like it's called blocking, if your viewers don't know, where it's like you have to play to camera. If you turn your head, camera's not going to see you, and it's going to throw the whole scene off. And if you move too far out of frame or this or that, so you have to be thinking about all this technical stuff by staying in the shot and working with the actors you're working with, but also being in the moment, like whether it's motion or time. It's just there's so many things firing at once.
Yeah,
really good comedy is astounding to me.
I think comedy. I tried. I don't have an acting career or anything like that. But like, I was thinking if you do like a serious line from a drama or action movie, like, I was thinking about like what you said yesterday, and I just don't understand like that intonation, the face expression. I think it's all like, usually the same for everyone. You just add your own character, you add your own flavor to it. But comedy, yeah, you're adding your own flavor to it, but man, like not everyone can do it. I think everyone can. No, I'm not downplaying action, man. Like not everyone can do what some people can't. Like Denzel Washington's another level, but I think everyone can try action, but not everyone can do comedy, huh?
Oh, easily, man. It's like, I mean, because think of like a lot of action stars doing comedy, and then think of a lot of comedians doing action. I mean, the only really huge action star doing comedy that did well, I think, was like Schwarzenegger with Twins. And I can't think of like Stallone being in a huge, like enormous comedy, or Van Damme or Seagal or any of those. But then you look at comedians doing action. Look at Eddie Murphy with Beverly Hills Cop, or that even that Kumail Nanjiani guy. He just did Stuber and something else.
So
Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Ninja.
That's why I think Men in Black is such an amazing movie. Yeah. Or what's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, Bad Boys. I think that was a comedy. The chemistry they have, right? Jackie Chan.
Rush Hour.
The Rush Hour, right? Do you understand the words coming out from my mouth? What's his name? Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
My favorite, actually, Rush Hour has one of my favorite lines. It's where I forget, Chris Tucker's talking shit, and there's like a little pause, and Jackie Chan goes, "I'll bitch slap you back to Africa." It's perfect, because if he doesn't have that little like 1 or 2 second pause, the line doesn't work.
Right.
It was amazing.
I'll bitch slap you all the way back to Africa. Or you go to I'll slap you in there. Let me explain to my subscribers. I'll slap you in there. I'll bitch slap이라고 하면은 진짜 그 사람의 그 자존심을 완전 죽여버리는 거예요. So bitch slap은 진짜 완전 팍 싸대게 때리는 거고, 너무 세게 때려서 아프리카까지 가버린다라는 뜻이에요. So that's what Jackie Chan said in the Rush Hour, and he's saying the timing was great because there was a pause. And if it weren't for the pause, then it wouldn't have the same effect.
Adds so much.
Yeah. So okay. My next question is what if I want to get into acting, right? I want to say, Brandon, hey, I want to try something in Korea. Maybe not like action, not fighting, because I can't. Like I'm done with fighting, dude. I want to just do some acting. What do you recommend? Like, what should I prepare for? What advice would you give someone going into this field? And what would you have done had you known better before you started?
Classes are important, but now I know why so many people say if you're coming from out of state, you got to do classes there, because in LA, these teachers will eat you alive. Like they try to take advantage so much. It's
what do you mean?
insane.
What classes are you talking about? Acting classes in college?
Yeah.
In college?
Like acting class. Like for instance, there was one lady that I audited, and I went to the class and I was like, okay, like nothing really special. Then she was like, okay, well it's $2,000 for like, I don't know, like 10 weeks or something. And I was like, these kids are paying $2,000. And you got to remember, if you're taking these classes, you're that same person who's doing that side hustle just to pay rent, and hopefully you're booking a gig. We don't have money, you know what I mean? So
wow, $2,000 for
classes. You got to be smart with classes. You can't be spending a ton of money. It's like, because even if you take class, it doesn't mean shit. You're not going to book work. It doesn't mean nothing.
Right.
So with me, and actually my buddy said it best. He's like, the best experience he'll get acting wise is being on set.
Exactly.
So student films, theater, anything, everything, even just getting a camera with your buddies and shooting something, whatever it is, because you just need to experience that awkward like crew on one side, and then you're creating this imaginary world right here, and
like you have to act like no one's there but they're there, and you're thinking of them at the same time but they're not there.
And actually Dustin Hoffman said something kind of interesting. I never thought of it this way. He said don't ignore that they're there. Like when you're performing, imagine like you are kind of like playing for them, and don't because it's almost like that thing. The more you try to not think about something, what happens?
Yeah.
Usually think about it, you know.
So he said, act like they're there.
Or just don't deny that they're there.
Don't deny.
And kind of accept that you're telling a story along with them, like they're part of the journey. It's kind of one of those like maybe easy cheesy lines, but I like the idea of not forcing something, because you know there's going to be days where you show up to set and you're not feeling like doing it. It's just because imagine the emotional toll you have to do if you have a scene where you cry, for instance. It's probably going to be very rare if you only do that once. Because think about it, like when you watch a movie, maybe they're shot from here, and then maybe it's shot from a different angle, and you have all these different angles. That's not shot in one take, you know. You got multiple takes.
Yeah.
So it's really draining, you know. It can be taxing, and even with stunts, like when I'm, you know, hitting on the ground on my back or getting thrown across the room, like I'm not doing that once. I'm doing that multiple times.
Have you got hurt? Like, have you broken your bones or anything?
Thankfully, no. Knock on some wood. You get banged up, but I haven't been hurt really bad. No. I think one of the coolest things is this is when I knew I was like a stuntman.
Yeah.
I was doing a movie and I was precision driving, and I was going pretty much playing chicken with this really badass stunt driver. And the gag is I'm losing control of the car, and I almost hit him, and I veer out of the way, and he pretty much hits this ramp that's hidden from cameras, so you just see this car hit another car and flip over it. But my job was just to veer out of the way, do a hard stop, so I'm kind of turning with it, and that's it.
Wow. So you have to.
My heart's racing. I'm like, oh shit, like because I don't do a lot of car stuff. Action, boom, do it. And as I'm hitting the brake really hard and like turning with it, in my rearview mirror, I see John hit this ramp and like flip over this car in my rear view, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in the movies. It was the coolest experience ever. And he said the best thing to me as a stuntman, he goes, because I asked him like, dude, do you ever get hurt doing this? You flipped like 3,000 cars. And he's this old school guy from Boston. He goes, son, it always hurts. It's like, oh shit.
Oh man, I kind of miss those older guys in Texas that used to talk like that, you know?
Yeah, dude. There's something just very simple, and it's because you know they're not putting on any kind of bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so what time is it over there?
Shit. It is what time is it? 3:15.
Okay, it's 3:15 a.m. So I don't want to keep you too much. So let's. Where's your video? So 3:15 a.m. guys.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back in LA. So let's let him go soon. But I have some more questions if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm in quarantine, bro. I've been like waking up at 2 p.m. I don't even know what day it is, so I'm all good here.
Okay. What are your favorite Korean films? What are some of your Korean films, movies?
I know Parasite that's an easy one.
Okay.
Because it's like a Hitchcock movie. It really is. It's amazing.
Okay.
Chingu, I think.
친구.
Yeah.
그만해라. 많이 묵었다 이거.
Then Train to Busan.
Train to Busan.
And then I know there's one more. I think it's a Japanese film though. It's called like Brother or something like that.
Oh, I think I watched.
Film.
Yeah. I watched it, but I don't remember. But I watched it.
Yeah, there's something like Korean and more Korean right now in my opinion, but everything's just shot so well. Like I don't know, because you can watch a Korean movie and you may not like the story or whatever it is, but it's almost like you can't say that it was shot bad.
Yeah.
Because everything I'm seeing come out of Korea is just shot like it's like, you know, some Oscar-nominated DP.
It's really improving a lot. It's getting there to the next level, and not to the next level, in another level, like in their own world. They have their own flavor, you know, their style.
Yeah. I dig that. Like I can't. Snowpiercer. That's one more by that same director.
Yeah.
Parasite.
Snowpiercer was a very good movie with the same actor.
Oh yeah.
So how are you impacted by the Korean cinema? Like, are you do you?
Oh, of course.
How?
They're
How?
gonna book me more work.
How has Korean cinema impacted you?
I'm telling you, Parasite winning all those awards. Hopefully, it won't get overshadowed by the coronavirus and people forget. But that movie winning that many awards, that's pretty huge. It really is. I mean, it's gonna still take a little bit of time, but like as far as in the industry wise, Parasite for sure. As far as me personally, I'd say impacted me personally probably Chingu,
친구.
because I saw that for the first time when I was chilling with you guys, and it kind of gave me a different perception of the world, because I was only like 15, 16.
Wait, you saw the movie with us?
I think I watched it with, do you remember Adam Kim? He was Jason's brother.
No.
Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
It was funny. I think I ran away from home for like a summer, and I was staying with them, and just we're getting in trouble. But I just remember that film, just watching that, because I felt like I was in that world for a little bit.
What do you if okay, let's go back to when you first saw me, to high school days. David, boom. What comes to your mind? The first thing that comes to your mind.
I hated that guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you too.
I just remember we'd call you Callie.
Yeah,
and,
Callie.
It was very chill. Everything was you were just a really calm guy, but I could tell there was some of that K rage, for sure.
What's K rage?
Korean rage, right? Isn't that what it's called?
What the heck is Korean rage?
That's what some Korean guy told me that out here. I thought that was a saying.
Korean rage.
K rage.
Okay, so you mean I had that, like, I was calm, chill, but inside me I was like I had this fire in me.
I'd say it was more respectful. Just like if you got mad, you take care of business.
When I got mad, I took care of business for sure. That's funny because that's kind of how I thought about you, really.
Oh, really?
You were that quiet, chill guy. We were actually the more loud ones. Like, when I say we, I mean like me and Charles. Like, we talk and you're on the side kind of like chuckling. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like ha, chuckling, and Charles always say something, hey Brandon. So like he tries to get you talking, but I always saw something in you where he's not gonna be here for a long time.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like, I didn't feel. Maybe it's because I felt like I didn't belong there, and it takes one to know one.
I got that sense from you too.
Yeah, you start seeing people like, no, that guy doesn't belong here, and yeah, he's gonna leave this group soon, and I want to leave. But I loved my people, Charles and everyone.
Well,
like,
no, actually, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but just thinking about it now, that's probably the number one thing. Is I feel like you always had that desire to impact a community. I always had that feeling, whether it was with God, what was it? It was. I just remember going to church with, like, I'm not really religious now, but I remember going to church with Charles and Paul. Remember Paul Rowe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to church with them, and I forget if you were there or not, but I just remember you like helping the community in some form or fashion, whether it was like young bucks, like just figuring shit out, or maybe you speaking about it, but there was a lot of like, I feel like you were very self-aware, and you didn't want other people to have to deal with the same shit that you kind of went through. So that was kind of a vibe I got from you as well.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm like a savior or I always cared about the community. I I did a lot of community service. But yeah, at church, the pastor at the time, he was like, hey man, you've been through this. Why don't you like talk to the young bucks? And I rap sometimes at church. And then I just couldn't handle the people who pick on the weak people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for example, like we were at a restaurant and then this Korean guy, like from Korea, he said to the ajumma, like, hey, yeah. And dude, when I saw that, I flipped,
Yeah.
And beat the
It's very
shit.
rude, right?
Very rude. And I just couldn't stand those things. Maybe that's when my rage came out and stuff like that. But I never started fights. I never start fights. If someone starts a fight, I did fight, but I never started fights.
Yeah, and it is too bad because it's kind of necessary. It's almost like an etiquette lesson, right? Because I feel like you and me are similar in the way where I get really mad when it's just simple manners being broken. Because like, what, did nobody teach you this? Like when you were a kid, like what's wrong with you? So it's like, if they didn't teach you, I guess I have to.
Yeah. I mean, and the era we grew up, the 90s, it was, I mean, you couldn't just be like, hey, like, dude, like you had to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, it really did.
But yeah, I remember you were just chill, but you didn't speak a lot. But when you did talk, you talked. And
Probably when I was drinking.
yeah, when you're drinking, you start talking a lot.
Yeah.
So you're always a cool guy. Nothing to hate about you, nothing to dislike about you. And then I was surprised when I saw you on Facebook. Like, oh shoot, how has this guy been? And then I saw that you were into acting. So I was like, oh, this might be a cool content. At the same time, catching up with you, like how you been. If we're gonna do it anyway, why not do it? For this, it helps you and me. So.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely come along because even I remember like back in those days, like I was very like I was probably soft spoken because like I was just like figuring shit out.
Well, hold on,
you know
my
what I mean?
grandpa's.
Like, yeah, for sure.
지금 방송하고 있어요.
Okay.
You get in trouble?
No, I'm in trouble. 혼났어 지금.
Just trying to figure like you could call it insecurity or what, but like when you're with people or friends when you were like teenage years, I think you'll never kind of forget because those are such forming years of kind of like not necessarily who you're going to turn into for sure, but it's very impactful because that's when you start learning on your own.
Yeah, I mean, if we could go back to those days, would you study harder? Would you spend less time?
I think school is kind of bullshit, if you ask me.
Would you spend less time out drinking, going to 노래방? Because I would. I would go back, drink less, go out to pubs, Koreatown, 노래방's less, and I would study more. Even though I think school's bullshit, I would just shut up and study more. And because I realized if you did study and have a good degree and all that, it does make your life much more comfortable. And at the same time, you could do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's getting to me right now.
Not much for comfort though. Because I think, because it's just, I mean, we can get in a whole different discussion now, but like I say school is kind of bullshit just because of how it's structured.
Yeah.
Like it's just structured really weird, especially in Texas where you have these standardized tests.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're built in this system of obtaining comfortability, what happens to your soul or your psyche when shit like what's happening around the world right now? Like what happens to you?
Yeah.
So that's one reason why, even though it's stressful, like, being in movies and kind of never knowing where the next paycheck is coming.
Right.
It's almost like finding comfort in chaos is such a good ally because it makes you stronger. It really does. I mean, it gives you courage in areas you didn't really know, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah, I dropped out second year of college, and it's kind of like coming back to haunt me because in Korea, a degree is very important. So if you work hard, from the bottom, you do come up. But the next level here is a celebrity status, and in education field, because maybe I'm saying this because I'm in education, but to get here, I always get blocked. For example, I went to a radio station. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have you as a host. This radio show has been going on for like decades." And I was gonna be the host maybe, but my luck or my fate has it that that broadcasting station changed CEOs the next month, and then he brought in someone that he probably had a connection with, like maybe it's his friend's son or something, and then his excuse for not hiring me was that I didn't have a college degree.
That's bullshit.
Our viewers are conservative, and if he didn't have that excuse, then it would not make sense because I was kind of I was a rising, at that time, a lot of ads, a lot of advertisements were going out on me, so he had no reason to not hire me, but he did find that reason. So I mean, like you said, the world is a dirty, dark place, and I'm saying like those things make you comfortable, like. You know what I mean? Like, just makes you shut the fuck up. Like, here, boom, here's a degree, shut up. But I think American schools are is overcrowded. I think technology is behind. I mean, teachers and professors cannot even do Zoom, right? They cannot use PowerPoint slides. But I mean, I get it. Like, but I think it's about time. But that tells you a lot about like how much school is behind.
It's true.
Yeah, and I think there's a lack of teacher innovation. Like they're just teaching the same thing from hundreds of years ago, the same way.
Yeah, it's a curriculum.
It's the curriculum, the chalkboard. I don't know, and I think some students are just what they learn at school, like you said, like in a $2,000 online class for acting, you learn much more from your own camera shooting with your friends because you have that
really
hand-on experience, experiencing the awkwardness. But yeah, that's when I dropped out of second year in college because I was scouted by a company, and they were like, "Hey, how much do you get paid?" I'm like, $2,000 a month, and then they're like, "Okay, we'll hire you if you drop out of college, but we'll give you $5,000 a month." And I was like, all right, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'll take that job.
Let me just take one semester, right? So I looked up all these online schools, and then I found out Harvard University, yo. It was Harvard Extension Program where anyone gets accepted, right? Like even people like me with low GPAs could go in. You pay, and then you attend until senior year. You just have to attend Harvard at the last semester on campus, last semester on your senior year, and then you get a Harvard degree. It's crazy. So, and when I took,
That's insane.
Yeah, you could look it up. Harvard Extension, they still have that program. You could take the course online. Maybe just take one course per semester, and just be a Harvard graduate, dude. And it doesn't say Harvard online. It says Harvard graduate. And so
wow.
I found it. I found out. So I was like, all right, dude, let me just take one course before I drop out. And I took economics, right? Macro. And you take the class at the same time with the other students at the same time. So, and it's a great teacher, everything. But they were teaching about supply and demand, yo. Supply and demand. And, if the supply goes up, the demand goes lower. So the graph shifts to the right and to the left. And I was like, okay, like my brain starts, it's getting organized. What I know so far from, selling seafood, purchasing, importing, exporting. Oh, okay. I'm starting to know the terms. So it did help. But they weren't teaching how for example, when masks, if I'm selling masks, were low on supply, but we have a customer that we've been dealing with for the past 10 years, and he's A graded customer and there's a B graded customer, but A only wants to order 50, but B wants to order 100 masks on top of, they're like, we really need 100 masks. So if you give it to us, then we'll give you this deal, or we'll do this for 2 years. Like we'll do marketing for you. There's so many factors to consider when you talk about supply and demand. But at Harvard University, they were teaching supply, demand, boom, boom, low, high, blue, low, high, like. And I was waiting like for tips, the insider tips, like, okay, in this situation, like specific examples, right? No, just A company has 100 products, B company has 50 products. The demand is 70. Like, I was like, yo, I'm done. Like, if Harvard is like this, I'm done. So I dropped out, got into the field. But now I'm looking into stocks because the economy just is shit right now. And I realized, damn, if I stayed in that class, I think it would have helped with my stocks right now, you know, with the knowledge.
It's also curious too, though. It's like, I mean, because what's also important is everybody learns differently, right? So if you're kind of like me, where it's like, I feel like if I just tried my best to find a broker on Wall Street that I could speak with or talk with, and let's just, for example, hypothetically say I'm in New York. If I go out to dinner with him a couple nights and we have some drinks or whatever, and we just talk about that stuff, I bet you I'll learn more in those 2 sessions than a whole semester at Harvard.
Yeah.
100%.
I think some people need school. Like, they just need the textbook, they need the test.
I buy that.
Yeah,
for sure.
But people like, I guess you and me, we just can't do that. Yeah. Okay.
The experience and the hustle, and because it's just different. It's almost like here's the best analogy. You can't learn how to fight by watching a good fighter.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Even punching a heavy bag or hitting mitts, you can't become a good fighter that way. Like, you have to spar.
But
you got to be thrown into the abyss.
Yeah, a very good metaphor. Speaking of watching online, though, what do you think about, what is it called? Master classes? Is it?
I took one of those.
Yeah, how is that? Because
I got my money back, but
you got your money back? Why? You didn't like it?
So it's that thing where it's not bad, but it's like $80, and I just kind of like binged everything.
Per year?
I think if you do it within like a few days, you can get your money back. But I did the Dustin Hoffman one, and that's where he says that thing about working with the crew and not being like that. And it's interesting, but it's exactly what I just said. And that's actually what helped me form this idea, in the sense that you can't really learn by watching. You have to be in it. Yeah. You really do.
But do you recommend masterclass? Because I'm interested in taking it.
If you're interested, for sure, you should check it out. And especially like,
I like to learn.
Like cooking,
I like to learn from the best, not like YouTubers, right? Like, there's like there's nothing wrong with YouTubers, but there's actors that, you know, that have good advice, like you. But don't get offended. But I get a lot of advice from you, but I'd rather get advice from Denzel Washington about acting. You know what I mean?
I'd rather get advice from Denzel, dude.
Do you know what I mean?
I would implore that. Yeah.
But Masterclass claims that they do that, but when you took it, do you feel like they go in depth? Like, do they tell you everything? Like you tell me everything right now.
It's, you know what? It's one of those things where you're going to pay $80 for a book of good quotes. Because, they're going to say some wise shit, but at the end of the day, you got to have a scene partner that you can work off of. You gotta, like, so maybe if you had a buddy and both of you guys watch it together, like literally in the same room, or maybe even a group of people, and you actually go along with the exercises and incorporate that, and maybe like pause it and do the exercise, then go back to it, that would be a million times more beneficial than just you yourself watching it. Because when you're talking about because everything's different, right? Like I said, with cooking, if you do a cooking one, you can do that. You just get the tools, you watch him, and you do it. But if it's acting, or if it's martial arts, or if it's you know, anything like that, you can't do it by yourself. You need somebody else.
Okay. I
In my opinion.
yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll do the money back kind of thing. I'll try it out.
Oh yeah. It's like 6 days. And
6
you can
days.
just, yeah.
I'll try it out. Okay.
No.
So what? Like in my class, when I teach English, like when I teach expressions, like I've been, damn, I don't know what I taught. What did I teach the past? Let me pull up an expression.
It wasn't economics, was it?
No. Actually, it
Supply,
wasn't.
demand.
I hate it.
Dismissed.
I was like, when I was watching the classes, I was like, wow, really? At Harvard?
I remember my favorite teacher. It was my history teacher in Hawaii when I went there, because he was the first one that was like, in my opinion, like real. The first day, I'm not joking. He goes, "All right, guys. So you were taught about like Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and Christopher Columbus," and everybody's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, that's all bullshit. I'm gonna teach you what really happened." And I was just like, "Oh shit." So he actually got into the real shit about like, Jefferson and them actually owning slaves, and Columbus tortured and decimated like the Native Americans. Talked about how the Vietnam War was all fucked up. So he pretty much was like the anti-curriculum. And remember that thing, I forget what you said earlier, but it's like the innovation. He had that innovation that you want in a teacher, where he just he did what he wanted.
Man, we did not have that in school at all, man.
Yeah.
They didn't teach us about slavery, not in that at least. They didn't teach about us killing Native Americans.
What about the Japanese and Korean internment camp during World War II?
There was
they don't say one word about that.
They don't say one word about sexual slaves. They say America was the hero. Yo, man, we've been. I guess kids these days are different now because they have YouTube now, so they could
the internet. Yep.
They could argue with the teacher like, "Teacher, but we saw this on blah blah blah."
It's important.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when I teach my class, like we say 어떻게 나한테 그럴 수가 있어, and that means like, how could you do that to me? So we're learning the expression how could you. So like, how could you not like a guy like him, right? Like, dude, everyone likes him, right? Like Denzel Washington, like if you say I hate Denzel, like you're like, what? How could you? Like, but and then we also teach the expression that we could end on how could you, like how could you, right? We say that like naturally when we feel betrayed, right? The whole American population says, how could you, right?
Could you?
Yeah, how could you? So we, at the end of the lesson or during the lesson, I play like a sad music, and then I act like I do a role play of A and B, like, how could you do that to me? And so I sometimes when I prepare for my lessons, I sometimes, not all the time, I like method acting, right?
Oof.
Yeah. Because I tried it before. Have you ever watched Suits?
The TV show, right?
The TV show Suits with Harvey.
A little bit.
Harvey Specter. Yeah, I love that show, and I got an offer from this company, teach season 1 and 2, the whole season 1 and 2, the English expressions that come out from there, and so, I bought Suits, because Harvey Specter was like, "Hey, man." Like making fun of Mike's suits. He was like, "Hey, you little boy, what kind of suit is this?" I was like, "Okay, so first, if I want to teach this, I need a suit." So I went to go buy suits, and I slept in my suits. I brushed my teeth wearing those suits. I listened to the music that Harvey was listening to. I bought the scotch that he was drinking. He would look out the window a lot, listen to that song and drink. So I would look out the window wearing a suit in my house with no socks. I should have wore socks, and I drinking scotch. And I'm thinking I'm Harvey, and I started changing as a person. I started becoming more rude to people, like an asshole. People were offering $1,000 for 5 lectures. I'm like, you serious? I don't have time for that shit. Like, what do you think I am? I started changing, and I didn't like myself changing to people, but it helped me with the lecture because I was so into it. Like, yo, man, like Harvey Specter is thinking like this way, and yeah, of course you gotta do it. And I'm talking like him. I'm like, yeah, it's stupid pussy, like. And then after I was done with the lecture, I realized how asshole I've become. And I realized at the end, Harvey Specter is not a good character. He's selfish. He doesn't care about other people. But I realized that's how I was living those 6 months I was recording that, maybe a year even, because there was a break in the middle. And that was my first
commitment, man.
That was my first time doing method acting, right? That was pretty fun, but I never want to get into it because it kind of, if you don't control your thoughts, dude, you kind of go crazy, I think.
A buddy of mine, he's this British guy. It's kind of funny. He's this like bitter British acting guy. And he always, because he kind of does a little bit of method. He's more Stanislavski, which is that emotional recall, where you just think of what happened to you in your past and you kind of use that to fuel you.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
Yeah, he said like with the method stuff, he says at the end of the day, at the end of whatever shoot it is, you have to step out of it. You got to like just talk about what you're happy about. Talk about your dog. Talk about your parents, or a meal you really like, or your girlfriend, or a video game you really like, whatever kind of can center you back. And you know who else did that too, actually, now that I think about it? You ever watch that show Breaking Bad?
I'll get into it later, yeah, but I only watched.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's amazing actually. But the main character's he's a bad guy, a really bad guy. It kills people and everything. And the actor, what's his name? Bryan Cranston did a really good job, almost too good. And even he said he had to, like, every day when in makeup and then taking the makeup off, that's where he associated his decompression with. And he was like, if I didn't have that time where it's like just kind of quiet and still, I get all the makeup and effects off, I would go crazy, because you need to step out of it, because if you stay with it too long, it's gonna,
Okay, that's why I changed as a person in that time. Like, I was such an asshole, man. Like, when people said hi, like at church, the people that I used to say hi to, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, oh yeah, I saw your ad. I'm like, yeah, everyone sees my ad. They're like,
too
yeah.
cool for school.
Yeah, that I saw your ads. Like, you're all over YouTube. I'm like, yeah, well, tell me something new. Don't you think I hear that all the time? And I'm like, I thought that was okay. And I snapped out of it. Like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're an asshole. I realized how much of an asshole I've become. And that's when I started hating Harvey Specter. And actually, I say that at the end of season 2. Because that's when my grandma passed away at the same time. And it's crazy because that episode, Mike's grandma passed away at the same time. So I was like, hey, in the lecture, I'm like, my grandma just passed away last week. But yeah, ironically, the next scene, Mike's grandma passes away. So we'll check it out. Let's check it out. And at the end, I'm like, yeah, guys, so this is the last lecture, but so don't live like Harvey Specter. That's what I realized. I started like talking. I got emotional. I think I was like so into the whole thing, man. I thought I was living the life of Suits.
See, but like something like that is memorable. Like whoever was viewing that, I guarantee you, like even if they don't remember every single piece of it, if someone says, "Oh, do you remember that one day in class?" They'll know. Oh, yeah, I totally know that, and that's impactful. Like that's what's impactful, is when someone just kind of puts themselves on the line, if you will. Because let's face it, when you kind of go steer from the ship where everybody else is going and you kind of want to just have your own voice in something, it takes courage because you don't know if you're gonna have enough
support or
yeah, you know. But that's what in my opinion, that's what really makes you an artist. Because no matter you can't, in my opinion, you can't be an artist if you're not willing to figure out what you're trying to say and say it. You know, like it's fine if you want to follow a model of a way of working where it's like you're just kind of being a monkey, right? Like dance, monkey dance. Like if you want to do that, that's fine. If you're successful, great. Like I have no problem with that.
But I can't do that.
It's like there's something very rewarding. Like I actually paint quite a bit, and
oh really?
There's something in that where it's because you don't know where it's going. Like it'll look like shit. Like, oh my god, I suck. But you keep working. You keep working.
So what's the painting you got?
Like,
oh nice.
You see there's abstract stuff, but like there's
cool.
Something about stepping into the abyss, if you will, and just it's like what we said in the very beginning. Just trusting your instincts. No matter how scared or vulnerable you might feel, at the end of the day, we have our instinct and our just maybe stubbornness, perseverance, whatever you want to call it. And you got to use that if you want to be an artist that like has a voice, in my opinion, whether it's supporting yourself through money or trying to make an impact.
I respect artists, actors, musicians. It's not stable. It's not, it doesn't guarantee you anything, but you're living that life, living to the fullest, I think,
Absolutely.
Living to the fullest for sure. I'm glad that you went down that road and not nothing wrong with banking, but
absolutely. Oh man, I would be fucking miserable. I already know.
Yeah, I think I couldn't stand a corporate company either, and okay, so a lot of people are saying, like I said again, yeah, you're handsome. Even your, what do you call it? Your nose holes are good looking. Give some of your eyebrow to David.
I have plenty to spare, so maybe we can work something out after the show.
Yeah, but I don't think they're just being nice. They're just being nice. They know that I'm better looking. Yeah.
I think is that Google Translate? Is it not saying it right? I think you're misreading something.
No, why don't you shut up? All right, let's do some acting. How about let's do some acting? Let's
oh God.
End the show with this. How about we like this. I have a gun right here. What do you think? What do you have in mind? Anything, just say anything. Mafia or a supermarket. I don't know. Am I a grandma with a gun? Let's make something up, like on the spot. Anything.
You could just be robbing a bank.
Okay, or anything else. Anything. That, robbing a bank, or whatever comes to your mind.
What's your instinct on it?
I don't know.
Because you're holding the gun.
Okay. So you were a banker before.
I was.
Okay, so let's go with robbing the bank then. All right, let's go with robbing the bank.
All right.
I guess we need some music here. Maybe.
Oh, music helps for sure.
Maybe I gotta. Hold on. Okay. So I am the bad person and you are the bank teller, huh?
I mean, technically, I could still be a bad person. I could have, like sold my family out. I could still be a bad teller. I'm just kidding.
You're getting very deep now. That's the brand. That's the Brandon that I knew. There you go. Sometimes so random.
Oh yeah, do you remember when I would always say honestly?
Yeah, that's right. That was your favorite word.
Honestly?
맞아, 여러분, 브랜든이 제일 많이 썼던 단어가 honestly였어요. 모든 말을 할 때 honestly, like I'm hungry. Like, what do you mean honestly you're hungry? Do you lie that you're hungry?
Sometimes you eat when you don't want to eat, and in that moment, I was honestly hungry.
Everything. So, Brandon, what do you want to do? Honestly, just nothing.
Honestly. Oh damn! Is that for the Corona?
Yeah, I bought it just in case. If masks get sold out.
Nice. I need one of those.
These are 20 bucks. These are $4. It lasts up to 40 hours.
Oh wow.
So I feel safe. Like, you know, if a pandemic gets worse and there's no masks available, I could look like a freak, but no one's gonna recognize your face anyway.
Oh dude, you're ready for like nuclear fallout with that.
Yo, I bought this in January when nobody cared.
Shit, I wish I bought something in January.
I should have bought. I'm trying to get ahead of the game in everything that I do, especially with stocks.
Supply, demand.
Yeah. Supply
Dismissed.
demand. Okay. Let's see. Is this? Oh shit. All right. Okay, so you guys have to remember it's like 4, right? It's almost 4 a.m. over there.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, so you guys have to remember, 여러분, it's 4 a.m. You know, he's very tired. It's not like 8 p.m. It's my peak time right now, so you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. It's 4 a.m., so keep that in mind when he's acting. Are you tired?
I am tired.
Yeah. Can you hear the music?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of. Maybe if I put my ear up like this, I can hear it.
Oh man. 오케이, 여러분들이 듣는 만큼 브랜든한테는
Close.
음악이 들리지 않을 것 같아요. So, yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. Everybody get the fuck down! Pincha cabrón! Give me the fucking dinero! Get the fuck down! Get the fuck down! What the fuck are you looking at, you puto? Chinga tu madre! Put your hands up!
Huh?
Okay, put your hands up, motherfucker! Put your hands up! Give me all the fucking money, or I'm going to make you fucking smile. Give me your fucking money.
Make me smile.
Fuck you. Don't make me laugh, motherfucker.
Get your hands up. What, you want my hands up or you want the money?
Give me the fucking money.
Alright. Wait, should we both be smiling right now? Do you want me to
Shut the fuck up and give me the fucking money. I will fucking kill you. I'll fucking shoot. You think I'm fucking kidding? I'll fucking shoot.
Sorry. Huh? The mask.
I've been thinking about fucking bank robbery all my life. Don't fuck with me.
Now you're actually kind of handsome.
Actually, I am. Do you want to fucking play with me?
No.
Yo,
Money.
put all the money on the table now.
I already put it right there.
I can't see the fucking money. Shut up! Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing.
Don't
I am
fucking laugh.
terrified right I sometimes laugh when I'm scared, okay? And you're very intimidating. Is that enough?
Did you
Is that
just
enough money?
did you just fucking smile?
No. I have this twitch in my face that makes me look like.
Don't fucking lie to me,
Hey,
man.
all right.
Don't fucking lie to me. Okay. Do you want to live? Do you want to fucking live?
Yes, I do.
You want to live?
I do.
I'll give you one way out. One fucking way out. Are you interested or not? Say something.
All right. Just
God.
relax. Okay.
Do you want to live?
Yes. I don't got all day too.
Shut the fuck up. I do the talking here, man. I do the fucking talking here. What the fuck? Yo, do you want to live?
Yes.
Okay. Then you say this. You repeat this after me.
Okay.
That I am better looking than you.
I mean,
I'm sorry?
you don't want me to lie though, right?
Yo, I said, I want you to say, I am better looking than you, then I will fucking let you live, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You get out of here if I say you're better looking than me.
I will let you live if you say, I am better looking than you, man. Let's go.
I don't have to mean it. I don't have to mean it though, right?
It's the fucking truth. Say it.
All right. You're better looking than me.
Say it again.
You said once.
Say it
All right.
again.
All right. You're better looking than me.
Yo, tell my fucking... I'm not fucking... subscribers. I'm not fucking... Don't laugh, man. Don't laugh, man. Don't
I'm not
fucking
laughing.
laugh.
I
I
told you
told you
I
not
have a
to
twitch, okay?
fucking
I'm
laugh.
kind of sensitive about it.
God, you're fucking making me one. I don't want to kill somebody, man. I don't want to kill somebody, dude.
What do you want?
Just fucking
sir.
say it. Just fucking say it. Just say that I'm better looking than you. Just say it, man.
I said it twice. How many times do you want me to say it?
Say it again, dude. Just say it. One more time.
You're better looking than me.
Yeah. 모두
Huh?
다 들었어요? You guys heard that shit? Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So you guys, when I do live streaming, you guys don't say, oh, he's so handsome. I always have to say it, but you guys are, oh, this guy comes out, and then you guys give $20, $10. You guys say his eyebrows are handsome, his nose hole is handsome. What the hell? Whose nose hole is handsome? My nose is handsome. You get
Wait,
that?
you're getting money off of my handsomeness?
Actually, I am.
All right, we didn't discuss that.
Yeah, I'm sorry for my bad acting, man.
Dude, that was fun. Dude, you have no idea how many like auditions, classes where I just eat shit.
Yeah.
It is funny when you learn how to laugh and not take things too seriously, especially with acting. That's made my life a lot happier.
Well,
But I do forgive you about your acting, though. Yes.
when I was acting, I knew what was going on because I felt nothing here. Like, yo, I wasn't into it. I felt rushed. Like, people are watching. I was thinking about the next line at the same time, and like.
You had lines?
No, I was thinking about the next line at the same, like a freestyle, right? Like,
Right.
I wasn't in the moment, and
Can I be honest with you?
yeah.
Improv usually sucks.
Yeah, improv does. It's really hard.
Almost always. Now, if you and me have a scripted scene,
Hold on.
and we can go over it.
Hold on.
It's just like anything.
헐리우드 배우니 연기를
If we
공짜로
get
볼
an empty
수는
canvas
없죠.
and some brush and some paint and just start throwing shit on there, it's gonna look like shit.
But you
if
know who's
give
really
it some
good?
time-
You know who's the one-liners guy? You know, the long time ago they freestyled everything. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Korean or
Oh,
States?
American. Yeah.
One-liner. I don't remember. Wait, is he a musician or an actor?
Not one-liner. So thank you, Hyungkyung, for $25. I cannot watch this for free because I'm learning acting from a Hollywood actor. She says, 현경.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping the
sweet.
money.
Yeah. Just Venmo me enough for a coffee whenever coffee shops open up again.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you come to Korea and try acting?
I would love that.
Why don't you? Have you ever put out like a resume to send out your resume?
I have no idea how that even works. Because I know like Clint Eastwood, he went to Italy before he got big to do spaghetti westerns, and that's how he got like more experience and just got famous. Actually,
I'm just saying there's less competition here, and maybe you could get more exposure here and just go back and forth, maybe, you know. Like
I guess the main thing would be I don't have any connections over there, and like if I just moved there, it's like I would do that if I found something here that had a connection there, where it's almost like I kind of already got the ball rolling to go there.
Well, look up, you know, Korean production companies, and I'm sure you could find their emails, their contacts, their PR. Yeah. Send them your videos. And I think you're interested already in this Korean culture. You're not just some random white guy that has no idea about Korea. Like, you grew up in this community, and that's really rare.
Half white.
Well, yeah, half white, but that's really rare in this field, I think, especially in the acting field. There's a bunch of like, you know, foreigners that come to Korea, and you know they're comedians or whatever, but not many actors that I think, especially in action, right? So you could just look up entertainment companies and just email them, and why not?
Can I sleep on your couch?
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, if you first...
Is it expensive to live there?
Dude, it's like, I guess, Dallas rent, you know?
Yeah, it can't be more expensive than LA. I mean...
Oh, no, definitely not. No.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah. You know, so, I mean, I think...
Korean women, that's a plus too.
You're already... Yeah, Korean women are obviously liking you here. They're just...
Really?
Yeah.
I love Korean women.
You're not able to see the chat box, unfortunately, but I mean...
Korean food. You know, Korean food's actually, I think, sushi, Korean food, and then Vietnamese food. My top 3.
Yeah, there's a guy named...
Remember pho?
Yeah,
back in Dallas?
Don't talk about pho because there's still not... Yeah, the Dallas pho is the best, dude. They made it the best because I've been to... Well, I haven't been to Vietnam. But anyway, there's a guy named Daniel Henney. I think he's half white as well, and he had a successful career here because he's really good. Yeah, he's really good looking. He just featured in one thing, and then he got popular because of his looks, and he featured in one movie and one drama. I think people started going crazy again. Then McDonald's advertisements. So they say Korean woman is pretty, good food, cheap rent. Yeah.
Dude, Korean food, I haven't had it in so long. Like, I want some galbi, kimchi, white rice, and what is the egg one where it's like in a little bowl?
계란찜.
What is it?
계란찜.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for $20, Jung HHJ00. You are amazing. All right, Brandon, you are amazing, she says. Jung. Yeah, but I'm keeping the money.
We'll talk later, all right?
No, I think we won't. I think we won't talk for a while, I think. Let me know when you're coming to Korea. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Thank you for being a good sport. Like I just put you on the spot. I was like, let's act, but you just said okay. It's 4 a.m. over there.
Well, it's super busy here in quarantine LA, so I could fit you in my schedule. But
They said when you come to Korea, let's have a meeting.
I'm down. What
Yeah,
kind of
but
meeting?
we were always discussing to meet our subscribers together, and then the freaking Corona hit. And
Oh, no shit.
they were like, "Yeah, teacher, we want to see you. We want to see you so much." But now they're like, I think making fun of me and saying, "Yeah, teacher, let's have a meeting now." You know, but not. It's not for me anymore. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, if you come to Korea, would you be down to meet my subscribers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Do you have an Instagram or YouTube or anything?
I have a Instagram. It's Brandon Y Amano.
Okay, let me see. Brandon, no space, just Brandon Y Amano.
Like the letter Y and then Amano. Yeah.
Okay.
A-M-A-N-O.
So I'm gonna Brandon Y Amano, type it out for them. Okay, you guys can add him on Instagram. Show him a lot of support. This is his Instagram.
I don't post a ton, but I'm on there.
Yeah. You're not married, right?
The what?
What is this married picture? Oh,
Oh, that's
Angie.
Angie.
Oh, Angie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
Cool.
Hey, that last one is the Pacino gig, though.
Which one?
See that picture? It's the left side of the wedding one.
Wait, you're able to see the screen?
No. I just know my Instagram.
Oh, this is the Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Where's Al Pacino? Oh, right
He's
there.
in the middle.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cast and crew picture. There should be a few pictures, but that was on March 9th. That was
Oh.
the last gig I had before the Corona thing happened.
Cool. All right. You guys add him on Instagram. Yeah, you guys have dinner. Everyone's starving right now. They're not eating dinner right now.
Yeah, man, we've been doing this for 2 hours. That's crazy.
I know, dude. Yeah, but I appreciate it. Do you have anything to say to the subscribers, or anything that you might want to add to people in Korea?
Can't wait to visit, and if I do, please wine and dine me because I like to eat. And I like to have fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy you dinner with the money they sent today. How about that, huh?
Sweet.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive place in Seoul? That's where we'll go.
What did you say?
What's the most expensive place in Seoul?
What?
That's where.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I can't hear you. I think there's an internet.
Is it breaking up?
There-
Can't you hear me?
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties.
Did they go? Such inconvenient timing.
Oh, did you say what's like the most expensive food in Korea?
No, restaurant, because that's where I'd want to go, with all this beautiful subscriber money. You can
Oh,
take me around there.
there's a place called Kimbap 천국.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy you anything at Kimbap 천국. You could just choose anything on the menu and I'll buy it.
This is like the Wendy's of Korea, isn't it?
Yeah, this is worse than Wendy's. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's pretty bad. So it's Taco Bell.
Yeah. It's like Taco Bell. Yeah, exactly like Taco Bell, but Korean version. Yeah. But it's not that bad. Taco Bell has shit quality. But yeah, you know me too much, man. You know me too much.
Yeah. Too much.
All right. Well, yeah. You stay safe out there. We're doing better in Korea, but yo, stay safe.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, man. You could look like a freak. Cover yourself up and just be
Cover it.
cautious.
But I'm just hoping production opens back up and restaurants. But yeah, just a day at a time at this point. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Just keep me updated how you're doing. And
Yeah, hey, thanks, man.
once again, it was an honor to have you on my show.
Hey, honestly, it was great to be on.
All right, man. Honestly, I am better looking than you.
Oh my God, let's not get carried away. All right, dude, take care, brother. Tell your subscribers I said appreciate y'all, and I will talk to you when I talk to you, brother.
All right, brother. Peace out.
All right, be safe, man.
All right, you too.
Later.
Later. Okay, guys. So that was Brandon. We were friends since high school. And 여러분 이렇게 봐줘서 너무나 감사해요. It was my first interview. 첫 인터뷰라서 좀 대화가 이렇게 많이 갔죠. It went there, it went here, and it just went everywhere. I had my questions ready, 다 준비 이렇게 해놨었는데 it went from here to it jumped to here, and it came back to the middle, and then we were just talking about something that we did not even expect to talk about. Yeah. 이런 거 계속 해줄게요. And 제가 미국에 이제 지인들이 많으니까 거기서 이제 top insurance 제 친구 보험회사에서 진짜 최고인 사람 뭐 아니면은 그 연예인들 좀 연결시켜가지고 미국 연예인들이랑 인터뷰를 하면 좀 좋을 것 같고 yeah, I think that's pretty cool. We'll try to get 미국 그 운동 선수들, 좀 유명했던 운동 선수들, and 뭐 I know that would be amazing. So 그런 컨텐츠 제가 조금 더 고민을 해볼게요. Yeah, we'll have some celebrities on this show soon, and maybe politicians, 정치인들도 초대해가지고. But give me some time. 네, 오늘 지금 갑자기 생각난 거라. 네, okay, all right. So you guys have a good night. You guys have a great dinner. 저녁 맛있게 드시고. And I need to eat dinner. It's 8:15. 너무나 배고파요. 네, so 여러분 오늘 후원 너무나 감사하고 그거 잘 쓰겠습니다. 저 그 브랜든 한국에 올 때 맛있는 거 사주고 and 그래서 오늘 여러분들 참 트럼프는 트럼프를 어떻게 초대해? 네, so 여기 끝이에요. 여기까지. So thank you guys for watching 교포 TV. And 이 영상 여러분 좀 어설펐지만 끝까지 봐주셔서 너무나 감사하고, and 후원도 너무나 감사하고, 그리고 여러분들 참 사랑이님, 원래 제가 강의할 때 핸섬 그렇게 많이 안 하더니 오늘 참 말이 많으시네요. 핸섬 뭐 엄청 신났어 사랑이님. 다음에 제가 라이브 할 때도 반응이 이랬으면 좋겠습니다. 네. So you guys have a good night, have a good dinner, and I will catch you guys next time. And 교포 멤버들은 tomorrow 청취 훈련. Excited? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, you guys have a good night. Bye bye.